Boom! Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange. Today we're in Reno, Nevada. We're just outside of Dragonfly / Battleborn. You guys can probably see the Dragonfly right there. Today we're going to do, though, this walkthrough of Battleborn's 2019 Sprinter van build. We're going to get into it right now. Let's do this! Alright guys, so we're here, we're joined by Dennis of Battleborn. Dennis, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. It's been fun hanging out here with you guys.
It's been great having you here. Thanks so much for visiting.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a little windy out here.
It's a little crazy today, yeah.
Yeah. It's a little windy. We're gonna suffer and we're gonna get through it for the sake of taking a look at this beautiful Class B van that you guys have behind us here. Including there's gonna be some cool stuff that, you know, from Battleborn in here. So
there is. We did the electrical system.
Yes.
That's what we do. We do batteries.
It makes sense. Yeah. You don't want to go. Yeah, you don't want to go to someone else for that. For the folks who don't know about Battleborn batteries, do you want to give us like a quick rundown before we walk through the van?
Sure. Well, Battleborn Batteries is a brand of lithium-ion batteries. We actually design and assemble the batteries right here.
Yep.
The company is called Dragonfly Energy.
Right. So Dragonfly Energy is the name, and then Battleborn is what, like maybe a consumer brand?
It's a consumer brand, yeah. The company actually is it's a technology company, so we do a lot of innovation. We design ways to make battery cells, we design the battery packs, we design systems, we provide accessories. So we do a lot of sort of engineering here, and we have two brands. We've got our Dragonfly Energy brand, which is typically for OEMs.
Yeah. So for example, that's what we've done videos here with Midwest Automotive, American Coach. That's what's in there.
That's what's in there, yeah.
Okay.
And then we've got our Battleborn batteries line, which is for the aftermarket for consumers.
Right, so that's for guys like me. And actually in my van, which is over there, I have Battleborn batteries.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so we'll take a look at those later. Let's do like a walk around of this. I believe this is a 2019 Sprinter van.
2019 Sprinter. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Custom Crafted Vans. They made this for us up in Idaho. They did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And where do you want to start here?
So I think 2019 Sprinter van, custom made. It's a 170, not the extended, from what I understand. We'll start here on the outside. I like the fact that you guys bedlined the grill here. That looks great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I enjoy that. And then your bumpers and stuff like that on this. I think your bumpers, your roof rack, and other things are from Aluminess.
Aluminess, that's right. Yeah.
So that's really cool stuff. Lightweight aluminum, of course. You've got a big light bar up here from Rigid. That's very cool. Let's just walk around. Let's walk around this way.
We got our black Rhino rims.
Those are nice, and I believe so. This is 4x4. It's lifted, and what is it on there? Falcon. Looks like Falcon on the front here.
And so, I haven't mentioned this, but this is our biggest little van. So this is like
where does that come from?
Well, Reno is the biggest little city.
Oh, okay.
So this is the biggest little van.
Right.
So we're proud of where we're from here. So we got Battleborn batteries from the Battleborn state, and we're in Reno, the biggest little city. So we got our biggest little van.
Oh, you know what? I didn't put that together. That's where the Battleborn comes
That's it. Yep.
Battleborn state. Oh, cool. See? Live and learn.
Live and learn. That's it.
I didn't know that. I like the wrap. I'm not sure what the original color is. I don't know if you know what it was.
The original color was white.
Oh, it was white.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we went with the gunmetal gray.
Yeah, that looks great.
Doesn't it? With the decals, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of that. And also, like I see, you've got the bed lining coming around here on the cladding, and that's cool, right? So you don't have to worry about that getting scratched up and. You know, I like that kind of stuff on there. Also, Aluminess step bar here going in the back, and there is a roof rack up there that I'll climb up there and take a look.
Yeah, we got a couple solar panels up there too.
Yeah, and there's another Rigid light on it here. So going back here, I noticed. So you guys, I think tinted. It looks like you tinted that. And then this looks like a full window, but partially the wrap is on it, right here. I don't know. So can you see through this part of the glass inside? I'm not sure. We'll see when we go in.
Yeah, let's see when we go in.
Yeah. I was just wondering if that's perforated or not, because I know sometimes people do it and it's perforated.
You can see through this.
So you can see through, huh?
Yeah, I don't think you can see through.
Oh,
this.
not that one? Okay.
Can I take a look?
Yeah,
real
absolutely.
fast?
Take a look. Let's see. We will go inside here in a second and let you guys check it out.
No, that's opaque. You can't see through.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so very nice. Get out there, stay out there. That's your motto.
That's our motto.
Okay. And here in the back, you've got some. So this van, I heard, has its own social media.
It has its own social media, and you know the plan is to take it around the country. So give it some adventures.
Yeah.
And document it.
Yeah. I see this looks like a Kurt tow bar back here. We'll go. Let's see. I'll just give the guys a little preview. We've got to be careful because it's really windy here. So we'll open this up. Do you guys have anything back here? Let's see what we have. This is probably like a fill-up panel. Oh, there you go. So there's your connections if you want to do the outdoor shower.
Yep.
So you probably just connect it here and then you have hot and cold.
Yep.
So that's what's at the back here. We'll get in here more and go take a look at that. All right, let me close this side first. There you go.
Do you want to go through the side here?
Huh? Well, let's go around the back and I'll climb up and take a look. So I could tell, like on the outside here, there's no hookups or anything like that that I can see. I see the suspension system. I think that's upgraded from what I heard, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I don't think there's any hookups or anything on either side. Yeah, everything's probably inside.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at that. All right, so if you hold on to this for a sec, just let it keep rolling. Yeah, it's really windy. I'll climb up here and you can pass that to me. Here, pass it to me. Let me give the folks a look at what's up here. All right. So there's a RTX 2000. That's a Dometic on the roof. There's plenty of roof rack space here. I see like a vent, some kind of vent over there. I'll take a look at it. But there's plenty of room up here, and then these two solar panels. So that's cool. You can put a lot of stuff up here, Dennis. Yeah. Yeah. So that looks pretty good. I like it on this side. Let's get out of the wind. Let's go inside now. You guys got a look at the outside of this. Hopefully you can actually hear something that we're saying. So there we go. For the folks who wanted to know, I mean, right now it's just me that wanted to know. That is opaque, as Dennis said. But cool, you can still look through. And it looks like you've got windows here so you can open up and vent. So looking up here in the cockpit, the front cabin, whatever you want to call it, just looks like your standard Sprinter van fare. There's a backup camera. It looks like bird's eye view on that, so that's cool. I like you guys have your clearance written there. Clearance 9'10", 117 inches. Yeah,
don't want to mess that up.
Yeah, you want to be careful with that. There's some storage up here, I see. The roof here looks really nice. What can you tell me about this?
This was suggested by Alex at Custom Crafted Vans. This is a poplar roof.
It looks really cool.
It's beautiful.
I like it. And it looks great with these white cabinets here. You know, so, and then I see that extends to the wall as well. So it's kind of like a beach feel going through
exactly,
here.
Yeah, that's it. I love this tile accent.
That's really nice. Yeah, and a full faucet that I see. And I don't know if you can lift this up for me, but that's like actual countertops.
It is.
Those are for real. Yeah, it's not fascia or anything like that on the countertops. That's really cool. Nice sink here, like a strainer, I guess.
Yep. I don't know what.
And here's your control panel. And then I think
this is the pump here, but I don't know if
yeah, whether or not there's water in it.
Yeah,
yeah, probably if you guys had it stored. So we just took the van out of storage, just for everyone watching this. You know, especially for me, I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, actually, I'm glad that we did because the batteries that are at about 11.5 volts, so they're really low. It looks like looks like the inverter was on. So
so you want to keep an eye on all that stuff.
So we got the engine running now, so we're charging up the batteries.
And this is a diesel. Here's all your control stuff. So there's a Dometic AC. We can show that to folks here. I'll give you guys a better look here.
This is a 12 volt AC, so it actually does operate off of the batteries.
Right. Oh, you just kicked it on.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So that's gonna run longer on the batteries, which we'll get to here. There's also a Dometic. I think it's called a Fantastic fan. I could be wrong, but there is a Dometic vent fan in here. So this can actually blow air out and in, which is cool. And then that's probably your speed there. And then what's this controller?
That's our color control. That's our Victron color control that can control the well, you can look at the battery state through the smart shunt. The multi-plus is our inverter. We'll open it up and take a look at all these items.
So just quickly, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and our solar charge controller. We've got
that's all in there.
Blue Solar 150/70 MPPT solar charge controller. We got a couple on the roof here, and although it's kind of a chilly, windy day, we've got 140 watts of solar coming into the batteries.
Oh, cool. That's pretty good. All right, more countertops over here. We've got storage. I don't know if we can open up some of these things. But lots of counter. Oh, so that's your induction.
There's our induction cooktop. So we got a 3,000 watt multi-plus inverter we'll look at. So we got plenty of power to run the induction.
And the cool thing about having it where you can either just pick it up here and put it on the counter, or you could take it outside, right?
Yep.
You know, if you want to cook outside and you don't want to cook inside. So I like that.
Looks like we haven't used it yet. So.
No. Oh, it's gonna get used at some point here. And then there's more cabinets here. Let's see, what do we have? More. So this is always a good idea for folks going camping. Like people buy actual plates and everything. It's better to get the paper plates.
Right.
Because you could just throw them away. You don't have to worry about doing dishes. What's in there? Oh, looks like
that's our toilet.
Yeah, there you go. So
hasn't been used yet.
Yeah, there you go. Cassette style toilet in there. You know. We'll and then this looks like another drawer down here. This one's empty so far. And over here, garbage can, fire extinguisher, and then the plumbing for the sink is under there. And then a Dometic refrigerator here as well. There you go. Very nice with water, just in case you guys are stuck out in the desert. Is there something in this drawer? Oh, okay, so it's a cutting board. Yeah. That's nice. And then just to look back here, you've got two bench seats here on either side. So if you've got two people in here, you can probably... I don't know if there's a way that this all goes together and becomes one bed. It looks like it does.
This does become a bed, yes.
And then I think up there you've got... this looks like you can...
That's the fill?
Yeah, so here's where you fill your water. And I think on the outside you were saying, Dennis, that there's something for the power. For shore power?
Yeah, the shore power plugs out. It's actually underneath.
Yeah.
And so, I'll show you. We'll open this up and I'll show you.
Yeah, we'll show it in here. So one of the cool things I think about that, Dennis, is that from the outside of the van, like I was saying, it doesn't look like there's any of that stuff going on.
It's kind of hidden, yeah. So it's kind of cool. We've got the fill, hose fill inside here, and then we got the shore power underneath the van.
Yeah.
So the side looks pretty clean.
What we'll do instead of putting the bed thing, you guys have seen that in tons of videos out there. We're actually, since we have Dennis, who is the man at Dragonfly / Battleborn that knows about this stuff, we're gonna have him go through what's in there. So we're gonna move everything here and do that. The heartbeat of this van. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, the power center's under this seat here.
Wow, that's cool.
So here's the main feature is the batteries here. We've got our two BBGC3 batteries.
Right, and these are just stacked on top of each other.
Yep. And so they are bolted together. So there's a lot of ways that you can mount these batteries. They can be in any orientation, and that's why we put these feet on all corners so that you can mount it on its side, on its back, on its edge.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, and you can stack them together the way these are.
Okay. So the only thing you would have to worry about here is where your battery cables are connecting in, right?
Yeah, so our battery, the way we have this design, we've got the positive and the negative on either side.
Okay.
And you can, in general, bus bar them together if they're on the same side. Here we've got some 4-aught cable that's connecting them in parallel on the positive and the negative side.
So when it comes to the batteries here, obviously you guys have the 100 amp batteries, and then you have this, and then you have the 8Ds, which I have in my van. What's the difference between this and the 8D? Like, how does someone decide what's going in their van?
Well, that's really just form factor, because the GC3 and the 8D are both 270 amp hour batteries. It's kind of funny. This is like, these are prototypes because we have these labeled as 255, but they're actually 270. Yeah, this was an early prototype, and at the time we thought we were going to fit fewer cells in there. We were able to fit more, but we hadn't updated the stickers yet.
Oh, cool.
So these are
Understood.
270, and these really do pack a punch. They can do, both of them can do 300 amps continuous. So two in parallel can do 600 amps.
Yeah.
Continuous. Now that's kind of overkill in terms of this system. We've got a Victron Multiplus 3,000 watt inverter charger. So, 600 amps is at 7 kilowatts. Where we're only doing 3 kilowatts maximum here. We've got, well, there's a couple things here. We've got, first of all, the couple solar panels that on the roof. We've got our Blue Solar 150/70 MPPT solar charge controller. And so we've got ample charging from the sun when this thing is parked outside. Of course, it's been in storage. So as it turns out, Kalen, the batteries were dead. So that's why we're running the engine.
Yeah. The solar panels are not going to fully recharge these batteries, right? Well, it'll take a long time if it's able to do that, or am I wrong about that?
Well, it's not going to charge. So let's say we got 270 amp hours, put them together, you got 540 amp hours at 12 volts. So you're talking, 7 kilowatt hours roughly. So if you've got, what do we have on the roof? Do you know what we have on the roof here? A couple.
Is it two
200s?
I think.
I think we got 400 watts of panels. So if you in the summertime, let's say you get 5 hours of peak sunlight a day, so you're talking 2 kilowatt hours a day. So if you have 6-7 kilowatt hours, it would take 3 days
to charge it if it wasn't running anything.
If it wasn't running anything,
Yeah.
from empty to full.
Yeah.
So it's the question's not really how fast can you charge them from empty to full, but how much do you use? Because if you have 2 kilowatt hours a day but you only use 2 kilowatt hours or less a day, then you don't have to do anything. You just live off of the sun.
Okay.
But here that's it. So we can charge from shore from our inverter charger. We do have a feed through that goes under the floor.
Yeah,
and we talked about
feed through that goes through the floor.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say about the solar, I think the solar charging is great. I'm not trying to knock it. I think it just trickle charges and keeps everything going. I mean, the system itself uses a certain amount of power, right? So once that's on, that's using power itself.
So if the inverter charger is on, it is going to use some. It is kind of like a parasitic draw, so it is going to take a few amps of power. But 2 kilowatt hours a day isn't small, so I'd call it a little more than a trickle charge. You can power quite a bit off of that, but we also are running an air conditioner. We've got a fridge.
The fridge will always be running. The lights, you can go back and forward. The fans could be on and off. If it's a cool day, I agree with you. I think in the end, you all add it up together. So you can have your engine going, you can have the solar power giving you some stuff. If you have the ability, you plug it in.
But we've got an induction cooktop.
Yeah.
We could bring in a coffee maker, and you could use quite a bit of power with the 3,000 watt inverter charger. I mean, we could power some pretty heavy duty appliances.
Yeah. Blenders even.
Yeah, absolutely. And in the case that you're using more than you're making from the sun, you can either plug into shore. But we also have a couple Orions that are charging from the alternator. Right now, the engine's on, and we're charging from the alternator.
Right.
And we've got two 30 amp DC-DC chargers. So right now we're charging around 60 amps. Actually, we can look at the color control here and look at our shunt. So according to our
less than that, like 50 something,
53.7 amps right now. So that's what we're charging from the alternator.
Yeah. Now I actually have those two DC to DCs on my van right now. I think I started out trying to get something else. I believe the Sterling going on it, but I like this because the way that it's working, it's actually getting more by being two. I don't understand the magic of it. It's magic to me, Dennis.
Well,
but somehow those are getting more energy to your batteries than I've seen, for example, from the Sterling.
I think a lot of it has to do with efficiency. I mean, if you have 60 amps running through something, it's generating a lot of heat. And in fact, it's going to be the heat that you generate varies like the current squared. So if you have two, if you're splitting the current into two, then you're generating less heat. So you're basically summing the heat instead of squaring it.
Oh, okay.
So you're right.
Yeah.
You can actually be more efficient if you're splitting up the current.
So just that thing of the heat and being able to do that and make it more efficient gives you more.
If you can split up the current, then you're generating less heat, then it's going to be more efficient. You'll get more current into the batteries.
Okay, understood. What else are we looking at in here? I see the big emergency shutoff. I know.
Yep, there you got your. So that's actually important. So if you are going to store your van, you don't want parasitic draws to bring your batteries down to zero. So that's why you want to be able to shut it off. Just disconnect the batteries from any load. Okay. And that shut off is really convenient for that. We also have a battery guard, the battery guardian here.
Okay.
And what that does is if the batteries are getting very low in voltage, the inverter charger can shut off itself. It has a low voltage shut off. Okay. But your DC loads, like your air conditioner, your LED lights, don't have their own shut off. So that's what the battery guardian does. Is it'll disconnect the batteries when the voltage gets too low.
Oh, okay. And then what else do we have in here?
We've got our smart shunt. So that's going to monitor the current going in and out of the battery and the voltage of the batteries, and that's the best way to measure the capacity of the batteries, is to look at the current going in and out and sum it up in terms of amp hours. And that's how our Victron system is able to calculate the state of charge of the batteries.
Oh, okay. And I think just, since I've got you and you're the guy that knows about this, now obviously these two batteries are right next to each other, so we won't have this issue. But if one battery's here and one's outside like it is on my van, I've heard that you need to have the longest cable, whatever the longest distance is, both of the battery cables need to be the same, just because of the smart shunt, so that it knows, okay, because if one is long and one is short, that could affect the reading that it's getting.
Well, the smart shunt will still have an accurate measurement of what's going into and out of the batteries, but if the batteries are separated and you've got one battery closer to your loads and another battery farther from your loads, you're going to be preferentially drawing from the closer battery. So you're going to be drawing more current from the closer battery. Okay. The closer battery will be draining faster, and then as it gets lower and lower, that's when the farther battery will start contributing more. So they'll drain unevenly. Okay. And that's why it's better practice to match the impedance, match the resistance, the cable size.
So that's why we're doing the cable.
That's why you want to. Yeah, that's why you want to match. But if you draw a small amount of power, it doesn't matter. But if you draw a large amount of power, the best thing you can do is use as thick a cable as you can, or double up on the cable to try to match up the current draw from both batteries. Yeah.
Okay. That's you explained it in a better way to me. I think I get what you're saying there. Yeah. Because ultimately, this is managing the batteries, right? So it seems that lithium is more robust, but you still need to manage them.
Yeah, lithium has an inherently lower impedance than a lead-acid battery, but you can still, if you've got two batteries, you still want to make sure that you're drawing evenly from both. Okay. It's just good design, good practice. Good practice.
Yeah. Okay. I see we've got fuses in here.
That's the AC.
Yeah, so we've got bed outlet, kitchen outlet, water heater written on there for the fuses. And then what's this right here?
That's just a DC fuse.
Oh, okay. And there's probably a few of those. Looks like there's a fuse maybe in the middle here, or some kind of shut-off. I'm not sure. I know there's different reasons why you would have these things.
This is a thermal circuit breaker.
Oh,
so that's
thermal.
that's going to be temperature dependent.
Okay.
But so you've got your AC breakers, and this is the DC fuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think one of the things, Dennis, when folks are doing these builds, right? First of all, what kind of van are they putting it in, right? What's their budget? There's so many variables that it's tough to tell a person without knowing all of that stuff how they assemble all this. So what I'm getting to here is from your point of view, how should you think about it? Like when you're going into it, what should be your state of mind? What things should you be thinking about?
Well, specifically concerning the power, you have to be thinking about what kind of appliances you want to be using when you're out on the road, when you're out camping, when you're boondocking, and you want to match up the total power usage with the capabilities of your battery, cable, inverter.
Okay.
So all your system has to be able to take the maximum power that you're going to use. By maximum power, let's say you want to be able to take your microwave oven and you want to make coffee at the same time. So now you're already talking 2.5 kilowatts. So you have to be able to accommodate, let's say at 12 volts, 2.5 kilowatts, like 200 amps. So your cables have to be able to take 200 amps.
Right.
Your fuses have to take 200 amps. So that's the power part of it.
Okay.
Then there's the energy part of it. And the energy part is how many amp hours or watt hours your batteries have and how much energy you can make from your solar panels.
Right.
And so we talked about this a little earlier, if you use like 2 kilowatt hours a day, then you want to have at least 400 watts of solar so that you make about 2 kilowatt hours a day. Otherwise, you've got to either plug into shore, run a generator, or turn on your engine.
Right, understood. Okay, so money-wise, this is what people worry about. Does it start like you're spending the most on the battery, and then you need to think about your inverter and DC to DC? How does it go, or does that make any sense of how because when everyone's looking at putting these together, what I've noticed is they're just going for the batteries, and then they kind of like skimp out on everything else because they're trying to get inside of a certain budget.
It's funny, what we've noticed is folks that go from lead acid to lithium, they realize that the lithiums can deliver so much power that they upgrade everything else.
Oh, okay.
So typically vans come with, let's say 1 or 2 Group 27 or Group 31 batteries, and then they'll have like a 1,000-watt inverter. And then it's like, well, now that I have these, I could actually, like I said, run a microwave oven and make coffee at the same time.
Right.
Well, in order to do that, you've got to upgrade to a 3,000-watt inverter. Right. You've got to upgrade your cables.
Yeah.
And then if you have all this power, well, you have to be able to charge it. Otherwise, it'll take a long time to charge. So you get a couple 30-amp Orions to charge from the alternator and a big solar system.
It's kind of a domino effect, but it's worth it. Like, I think it's worth it because now you could do more with the van than you could do.
That's it, yeah. I mean, it's really a lifestyle question and what you enjoy doing when you're out on the road. And, obviously budget comes into play because all this costs money. But ultimately, it's a lifestyle. So
yeah. Okay, very cool. Very cool. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know if folks are watching this and they're thinking about doing this, you guys kind of have like a consulting program that they can get in touch with you all and you can help them work out exactly what they need, right?
We have a very competent technical sales team that can answer all of these questions. Not just about the batteries and the specifics of the limits and how the batteries work, but also the entire system, all the accessories. We can help with system design and consult on what the best system would be for you and how you want to use your van.
Yeah, absolutely. I would recommend folks do that. And then these guys, it's not you're not just talking to folks, from what I've seen, before they do it. After they've done it, if they run into problems, there's things like that you're helping them out, and that's what I really appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're cognizant of the fact that this is a lot of money, and people are spending their money with us, and part of the service that we provide is we make sure that you're satisfied, and if there's any technical questions that you have, you can always call in, and we're there to support you, you know, throughout the entire journey.
Absolutely. All right, let's go outside and wrap this up. We're going to go back into the wind. I know you're not ready for that.
On the way out, here's a look at the cabinets.
Yeah, lots of cabinets in here. They've got some struts to keep them open here, but also help them close when it's time to close.
Right, and actually, we've got some window shades.
Yes.
So that's,
yep.
you know, for privacy at night.
Yeah, we should have probably used those when we were filming. And there's big windows. Big windows here. I like how this is like framed and all that kind of stuff in here. Very big windows on both sides. So.
Yep, these are pretty much filled with the shades, and we got some more up front because we got a lot of windows.
Yeah, absolutely, and lots of space here in the hallway too. All right, let's go outside. Dennis, thanks so much for giving us that walkthrough of this beautiful Sprinter van that you guys have. For the folks out there that want to find out more about Battleborn, where do they go? How do they find that stuff out?
Battlebornbatteries.com. You can call us at the number that's on the website, and you can email us at info@battlebornbatteries.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me out here once again. And you're welcome. Okay, if you guys like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the thumbs ups, and if you have questions, try to leave them here in the video, and I'll see if we can get someone from Battleborn to answer those for you. We're out.